having a little issue with parking. Some people can't get in. There you go. Well, all systems go. Yeah, it's good. We may have another opportunity for a bid. Well, how are we going to know when we should?
I think she wants us to go. And people will get here during the
Lunch, because this first part's a very quick first part.
And if we stall,
You're on.
stall the lights. So why don't you start?
Where did she get it from? If everyone could go ahead and take their seats, we'll go ahead and get started with the program.
When all else fails, I ask them to
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'd like to welcome everyone to the 11th Annual Ethics and Business Awards. My name's Bobby Jenkins, and over here to my left is my good friend Earl Maxwell, and we are your honorary chairs for today's award ceremony. Today is not only about promoting and recognizing ethical practices in our community, but it's also about raising funds and awareness for the Samaritan Counseling Center. They provide counseling and healing services for those in our community who might not otherwise be able to afford such care.
Thank you, Bobby. It's really good to be able to do this again with my good friend, Bobby Jenkins. I wake up to him every morning on KOBJ, and he's chasing bed bugs and pests and roaches and so forth. I go to bed watching commercials of Bobby after the 10 o'clock news, so it's like I'm never very far from Bobby.
You got to admit, Earl, to start your day and end your day with ABC is a good way to have. That's a great day, isn't it?
It is. And this is a great lunch, one of my favorite lunches of the year. Last year we had right at 300 people, and this year we have well over 400 people, and as soon as the remaining people negotiate the parking arm to the garage, we'll have the biggest crowd maybe in the history of the Ethics and Business Awards. So with that nice round of applause, I'd like to introduce Reverend Greg Lanier, who is the minister of the Shepherd of the Hills Christian Church, and he's going to provide an invocation. And then we'll have lunch, and Bobby and I will be returning to the podium shortly after that. Please, excuse me, please welcome Reverend Greg Lanier.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our church, Shepherd of the Hills Christian, has been a friend of the center for many years now. And for the last year, I've had the opportunity to serve on the board at the Samaritan Center. So I just want to thank you for being here first. And before we pray, I did a tiny bit of homework for us. And I found a definition I like of ethics. And this is from Albert Schweitzer. Ethics is nothing else than reverence for life. Ethics is nothing else than reverence for life. I just thought that would be an easy one for us to remember. Let's pray. We thank you, Holy God, for the chance to sit down together in the middle of a busy day and focus on something greater than ourselves. Thank you for the gift of life, and the chance to embrace and live a full life. We all come to this meal with needs, and we come to this meal with gifts to offer. Help us to know that in offering our gifts, we are somehow uplifted, and in reaching out for help, we're opening ourselves to the kind of strength that's made manifest when people come together for a worthy cause. Bless the work of the Samaritan Center, our staff, our counselors, our board, and especially our clients. Bless the friends of the center and the businesses they represent. Bless our meal and our time together. Send us out with a strong awareness of your presence in our lives and the peace you offer to each of us. Amen.
I guess she wants to get us out. Are you okay?
You're up first. We'll go through the sponsors. And then I'll do your proclamation.
May I have your attention? Thank you. This is one of the least rowdy of the crews I've been around lately. We're going to keep eating through the program, but that's the only way we'll get through the program, is if we start right now. And Jennifer's a taskmaster, so we're starting. And the room looks like it's pretty full, so I think most people have negotiated the parking garage. And we thank you for your patience. We're excited to be here today. As Bobby said earlier, this is the 11th anniversary of these Business and Ethics Awards. And I'd just like to take a moment and have all the past recipients and all the finalists in the past, all the masters of ceremonies, if you were a keynote speaker at one of these 11, and if you're with any of those organizations that have been recognized in the past, would you please stand and be recognized? That's awesome that so many of you who've been recognized keep coming back year after year to participate in these important recognitions. So Recognize Good and the Samaritan Counseling Center gratefully acknowledge the following sponsors for making this event possible. And if you'll stand when I recognize you, and stay standing as a group, and then we'll applaud one time, not 8 times. Okay, here are the leadership sponsors. And one of the leadership sponsors, you have his bag at each of your places. He's standing to my right, ABC Home and Commercial Services. Another is John Bosch's company, the Tyrex Group Limited. Would you stand? And if you're with Tyrex, stand up, please. Or one of the related companies. Then we have community sponsors, and those are the 2 leadership sponsors. Then we have the community sponsors, Robert and Patricia Ayers. We have the Saberex Group Limited. Would you please stand? We have Earl and Anita Maxwell. I'm already standing, but my wife Anita, who puts up with me there. She's put up with me for 40 years, so that's not bad. And then Goodwill Industries. Jerry and crew, please stand, and let's thank all these people for their generous sponsorships. We have another group of sponsors that I missed. That's the danger of being up here. These are the mentor sponsors. And if we have I know we have representatives of McCoy's. Would you please stand? And then we have representatives from Concordia University of Texas. Would you stand? I think we have some students here. Are the students standing? Yeah, stand up. These are the people who did a lot of the awards work. And then we have Texas Disposal Systems. Would you please stand and be recognized? I think you have a couple of tables of people somewhere. There you are. Let's give these sponsors a round of applause. In addition, we have many individuals, organizations, and corporations as table sponsors, and you'll be receiving a certificate of our appreciation, and we thank you very much. Again, thank all of you for your support, and your support makes it possible to celebrate doing the right thing is good business. Not only is doing the right thing good for business, over a long period of time, doing the right thing creates a competitive advantage. And this is still a great capitalistic country, so I didn't want to leave that out. That's not in the script, I just kind of threw it in. So please join me in giving everybody a nice round of applause.
It's always fun to do an event like this with Earl because, you know, they give you a printed script and that's just kind of a guideline. Just kind of go with it wherever Earl goes. So one of the things that we have right now that we want to share that we're very happy to have, we are honored to have from the City of Austin a proclamation that I'd like to share with you, and I think it's up on the board there, and we have it right here, and I'd like to read it to you. It talks about what we're doing here today. It says, Recognize Good is an organization that illuminates and raises awareness of the good that surrounds our communities, hoping to encourage additional acts of kindness and to promote ethical behavior in business and community. And whereas today's honorees were nominated for the Ethics in Business and Community Awards in the individual, nonprofit, small, and large business categories, and their applications were vetted by Concordia University business students before a committee made final selections, and whereas proceeds from this event benefit the Samaritan Counseling Center, which serves children and adults who are struggling with stress, depression, abuse, and addiction, and whereas we are pleased to join Texas business leaders in honoring those who adhere to highest standards in their business operations. Now, therefore, I, Lee Leffingwell, Mayor of the City of Austin, Texas, do hereby proclaim May 2nd, 2013 as the 11th Annual Ethics in Business Community and Awards Day in Austin, Texas. So we have the proclamation, and congratulations to everybody. So later on in today's program, we'll be given the opportunity to make a donation to the Samaritan Center. And if you make a donation of $50 or more today, you'll be entered into a drawing to win one of two prizes, which include a one-week stay at the Plantation Village Beach Resort in the Grand Cayman Islands. Thanks to the generosity of Jerry and John Muick and AAA Storage. So this is a real neat thing that's been done for several years, and the chance to have a Grand Cayman vacation. So please, everybody, consider that kind of donation to the Samaritan Center. On the back of your program, we have more information about that, but we'll be doing that today. Now, to remind ourselves why we are here today, I'd like to introduce a short video we have created from the reflections of past recipients and their own thoughts on what receiving the Ethics in Business and Community Awards meant to them. So if we'll go ahead and show that video. And we'll have dessert during this time. Or maybe we'll have the entree. Or maybe the entree first. To think of a company having ethics in business is, to me, the core, most important value and principle that a company can have.
The Ethics in Business Award for us is a standard of excellence.
It was a wonderful validation of the work that we do.
The Ethics in Business Award celebrates who we're becoming as we have the opportunity to ethically relate to our team, our customers, and the communities we serve.
The award affirmed our efforts to be truly values-based company.
It recognizes not only what an organization does, but how it does it.
You know, somebody told me one time, at the end of the day, always do the right thing. And it's the golden rule. It's how you treat other people and making sure you're always doing the right thing. But you've always got to test that boundary of ethics to make sure that you're going in the right direction.
Safe Place has always considered itself a very value-based, ethical organization, but this award gave us the opportunity to really delve into that and to think about it and to have ethics become a part of the routine conversation.
The award I received meant a great deal to me. It was humbling, but also incredibly meaningful. And I think the biggest reason was the rigor and the scrutiny behind choosing the people that actually won the award.
So being able to show that we have been through a very rigorous process, evaluated by community leaders, community volunteers, and that we have, again, this distinction that recognizes us, not for our attempts to do good, but for our commitment to the highest of ethical practices, again, builds the kind of trust in the community that it takes to accomplish our mission.
I have never been in a situation where I saw CPAs being the brunt of jokes on late night TV. And at the same time, my father-in-law had just passed away. So when I surprisingly received the award and went up to the stage, I reflected on those events and just let everybody know that this was a significant time in my life, and this was the most significant award that I'd ever received.
The award affirmed our efforts to be a truly values-based company and focused on the right things, doing the right things, acting with integrity and respect, and serving our customers and our community with passion and commitment.
It's when our own business ethical standards become forged with the phrase, as long as your business is in existence, you must live up to these business standards.
Despite that being 10 years ago, it continues to be very important to us today. Those traits are literally in our mission statement today and our value statements today.
It was tremendously validating to know that the way we strive to do our work was recognized and validated by the community.
It's not enough simply to have a good mission or to have good outcomes. It also matters how you achieve those results. We applaud the Ethics and Business Mission to recognize and promote ethical practices in both the business and nonprofit arena.
After you have been held out to be ethical, people expect that of you. I like that. It's almost competitive. People come to expect that of you. You have to perform that way every day.
Winning this award tells us that we are living up to that standard, and we're very honored with that. Also, these 10 years of winners are many friends, many clients, and we're honored to be part of that group.
For any of the winners, this is a tremendous honor, and one that the winners are deservedly, really deserve to win this award. I'd like to introduce Lynette Gillis, who is the Assistant Professor of Business, College of Business at Concordia University here in Austin. Lynette and her students coordinated the research process for the Ethics in Business and Community Awards. We'd like to invite Lynette to come up and share a bit of the research process of what went on. And I can tell you, I've had the opportunity to meet Lynette's class in the past and before, and these kids are absolutely motivated, enthusiastic, and have done just a tremendous job. And I just want to say the opportunity to work with Concordia has been one of the pieces of the ethics in business I think is core and fundamental. So, Lynette, thank you.
Thank you, Bobby. It is an honor to stand before you representing Concordia University and the students who have worked on this project. Concordia University, Texas, the Samaritan Counseling Center, and Recognize Good have a great partnership and a passion for ethics in business and for the Austin community. We consider it an honor to be a part of the process and see it as a natural connection. Our mission at Concordia University is we develop Christian leaders. The premise of that type of leadership development rests not only in recognizing ethical practices, but in acting in ways that promote those practices to see growth and impact in the Austin region. I am here today to talk to you a little bit about the selection process. I'll start by saying it was not an easy process. There were numerous high-quality nominations in each of the 4 categories of the award. There were 31 nominations in the nonprofit category, 44 in the small business category, 18 in the large business category, and 39 in the individual category. We assessed each of these nominees on their ethical practices in the 5 different award criteria. First, respecting others holds the principle that all interactions are conducted with humanity, honor the individual, and human life is enhanced. Being fair speaks to the principle that organizations and individuals will practice business with care, where people are treated in an equitable manner and honored in multiple ways. The third criteria is being honest, which notes that the organization and the individual will operate and will fully value integrity as a way of doing business. They are transparent, truthful, and value stakeholders. Fourth, in striving for justice, Organizations and individuals will balance their business life with moral obligations, honoring intrinsic human rights, and contributing to the common good. And last, in honoring the environment, these organizations and individuals find ways to manage nature as an asset and will not destroy it, and instead respect and strive to improve the ecosystem. We started by contacting each of the nominees and inviting them to participate. We then conducted phone screening interviews with the contact provided. In groups, the students interviewed the nominees and wrestled with what it means to be ethical. They gained firsthand exposure to some of the most ethical businesses and individuals in our region. After compiling interview notes and holding numerous discussions, the finalists you will see here today were selected from the great pool of candidates. The next step in the process was to verify what the finalists had told us about themselves through an extensive interview process. So the students traveled around Austin to interview clients, employees, other executives, colleagues, and vendors to tell us how these individuals and organizations measured up against the 5 criteria. Based on the interviews, the students wrote detailed reports and presented to an esteemed selection committee. What the students found was that these finalists not only believed in ethical behavior, not only practiced ethical behavior, but had built a system into their organizations and their lives through policies and procedures to ensure that ethical behavior was seen across the board. One thing that came out very clearly in this process, the finalists we have here today were all very humbled to be nominated and chosen for this honor. They were also passionate about ethics and about striving to do what is right in all situations. I am very proud of the hours the students put in and the quality of work that they delivered. I believe they gained an awareness and exposure to ethics and business in a way that is virtually impossible to replicate in any other situation or format. They developed their professional interviewing, writing, and presentation skills. I believe that as they enter the business world as leaders, they do so with a strong foundation in ethics. I want to thank the people who have worked to make the Ethics in Business Award in Austin a reality and a success. Thank you to those who have provided the vision, to those who have planned this great event, to the selection committee, to the supporters of the Ethics in Business Award, to the nominees, and to all those here today who want to recognize them. Finally, I want to thank the students. I'm so very proud of you, and I hope today that you are proud of yourselves. I would like to take a minute for them to stand and be recognized. Thank you all again. It's an honor to be a part of the process, and I'm proud to be from Concordia University, Texas. Now, let's keep moving. I know the students are anxious to hear who the winners are. Thank you.
All right, it's 11:50, and we are supposed to be right here at 11:50. Now, the food's not exactly synced, but by God, we're on point in terms of the program. One point of clarification is that in the video, if you were wondering about my comment about CPAs being the brunt of jokes on Jay Leno, the part that got cut from that video is that was 11 years ago that I was referring to. That was the year of the crash of Enron and the failure of Arthur Andersen. So I'm pleased to report that 11 years later, my fellow CPAs are no longer the brunt of jokes on Jay Leno. But 11 years ago, we were replacing the lawyers as in that capacity. Okay, back to the script. Now we have the pleasure of introducing the finalists and award recipients for the 11th Annual Ethics in Business and Community Awards. We're going to begin with the Recognized Good Ethics Award for a nonprofit. If you've noticed, these awards are just like the bowls now. They all have a company or a sponsor in front of them, so we're not proud. We'll take the money. That's what this is really all about, in addition to recognizing people. So we're going to begin with the Recognized Good Ethics Award for the nonprofit, and presenting the award on behalf of Recognized Good is fellow board member Andrew Cooper.
Thank you, Earl. The finalists for the nonprofit category are Active Life, Grid Earth Project, and Impact Austin. Let's roll the videos and learn a little more about these fantastic organizations.
Active Life recognizes ethical practices every day. Everything we do as a nonprofit, our goal is to make the community healthier. And Active Life to me has been so refreshing because everything is proactive. We're always thinking about how we're going to benefit people and how we have to work to be supported.
Active Life is a grassroots movement, so as thought leaders of the movement, we really do encourage healthy lifestyles. We're all kind of active in our own way. For me, ethics is being in tune with yourself, making moral decisions based off of moral compass.
We encourage ethical practices here in everything we do. A lot is because as a nonprofit we have to be completely transparent in the public eye, but also we mentor a lot of interns here within the local colleges, and we want to teach them that honesty is the best policy.
It was great for us to be nominated for the Ethics Award because I feel like the things we do day in and day out are good, and we try to help create healthier communities. So it makes me feel like we're doing the right things the right way. It's my personal opinion that everyone, regardless of your income or your place in life, you deserve to have equal access to education and to opportunities to live healthy lifestyles. So I think that's key for us.
The Grid Earth Project was formed to promote education and economic opportunities in areas around the world without access to electricity. Ethics at the Grid Earth Project starts with the volunteers' policy and handbook, and an expectation of how they're going to treat their fellow volunteers and the people that receive these lights if their company is on a distribution trip. Ethics is the fairness and the respect that we show one another and the recipients of these lights. This is an example of a household light that we provide in these remote villages to replace kerosene lamps and other dangerous fuels that they're currently using to light their homes. And we are fortunate to have a local company that tests and qualifies our product to ensure that we take the best product out into these remote areas. When we distribute lights in a village, we make sure that every house in that village receives a light on the same day. We leave no houses in the dark. By providing these lights, we can save the life of a child.
Ethical practices are incorporated into our DNA at Impact Austin. Everything that we do, from evaluating the grants in a fair and transparent manner to the way that we treat our volunteers, because every woman that we meet at Impact Austin, with the exception of our paid executive director, is a volunteer.
Being recognized for an Ethics in Business Award is a great honor to Impact Austin. We want our members to be inspirational role models in the community, so being honored shows that we are successful in that area and our members are doing that. We have 125 women that sit on focus area committees that review the grants. So we are looking at the nonprofit's financials, doing site visits, but we're also providing training for our members to do that. So they walk away understanding more about their community and the nonprofits that they're in.
You will have some women who have young children working full time. They save all year long to write that check. You'll have some women who can write that check, no problem, and donate a lot of time on top of that. Each one of those women has an equal voice. They have one vote. We feel that having an equal voice in Impact Austin demonstrates fairness and respect for women and the wonderful things that they do in our community.
You know, an important thing that has to be recognized is by becoming one of the finalists. That in and of itself is a great honor. And so we'll be recognizing all the finalists and then picking one of those groups to be recognized. And of the recipient for this award, it's said that by joining together a diverse group of women, they can make a big difference in the community. They value integrity, respect, continuous improvement, and innovation. They pride themselves on exhibiting fairness and honesty through their transparency, excellence, inclusiveness, and accountability.
It is my pleasure to announce the nonprofit award recipient, and that recipient is Impact Austin. Would a representative please come to the front?
Thank you so much. This is such an honor, and especially this year as we celebrate our 10th anniversary, and we're celebrating giving out over $4 million to the Austin community. So thank you so much, everyone. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So our next award is the SaberX Group Ethics Award for an individual, and John Colbert, on behalf of SaberX, will join us on stage to present this award.
Thank you, Bobby. The individual finalists this year are Mark Curie, Matt Curie, and Adrian Mertz. Let's watch their videos.
Ethics, to me, is really grounded in trust, and do your actions align with your values? It's not just what you say. What's more important is what do you do and how do you act, and how does that line up with your own personal priorities or your business priorities? One of the things that I'm involved in these days and have been involved in for quite some time is education. You know, Austin Partners Education is a great example where we ask up to, thousands of business volunteers to go spend an hour a week in a classroom with a set of kids. And they're both learning about each other. They're both learning about what motivates each other. We have 1,000 business volunteers who have made it important enough to spend some of their time during the day, once a week, with people they've never met. I don't know how you extract a bank from the community. And Wells Fargo has a vision and values statement that we've had for over 25 years. And we ask of ourselves and of our team members to join us to try to make this a better place to live, work, and play.
Well, ethics for me starts with the golden rule. Here at Greenlights, we have a unique role in the community. We are in business as a nonprofit organization to strengthen other nonprofit organizations. Sometimes that requires that we have to get deep into the business of those organizations. So we have to have a trusted advisor relationship with every nonprofit with whom we work. They have to know that when they share something with us about what's working well and what's not working well, that they can trust that we'll keep it confidential and that we'll keep their best interests at the top of mind. I've been blessed to have given lots of opportunities to serve in this community and around the world. I'm involved in helping to start and lead an organization that works with orphans in Ethiopia. They're mostly caused by HIV/AIDS. I can't think of a more desperate, hopeless situation than losing your parents. My greatest blessing in life is that I get to work on these issues all the time. I get to seek solutions for injustices here and across the world, vocationally and avocationally. And I'm pretty fortunate to get to do that.
Hello, my name is Adrian Donovan Mertz, and ever since I was a little boy, I've always been called to live a life of service. Here in Austin, Texas, I'm involved with several different nonprofit organizations, but I am the president of the Austin Area Home Health Council, vice president of the care communities, and on different other organizations as well.
When I found out that Adrian was nominated for this award, I wasn't surprised, to be completely honest. I've seen this rippling effect that he has on the people around him. He makes everyone else want to better themselves to be more like him, become more involved.
He always, has always been a life of service. He can go through meeting friends, volunteering with different organizations. He'll never leave without letting it change someone's life.
HIV/AIDS knows no boundaries at all. Poverty knows no boundaries, and that's why I'm actively involved in these organizations. I'm committed to making a difference, such as Louisiana. One of my favorite stories is my partner and I were delivering presents and food for Louisiana, and this little boy turned to us and told his friends, "Look, Santa's helpers are now delivering stuff in a car." And knowing that I touched someone and going to make a difference in his life, and know there's people out there who are committed. That's why I do what I do every single time, and I think that's what ethics is all about.
So this award recipient models his passion for what he does and patience with the people he works with. It's clear that strong ethics pervades all aspects of his life, work, personal, and family. Outside of work, he is heavily involved with his church, community, and with a long list of organizations centered on adoption and youth.
It is my pleasure to announce the award recipient in the individual category, Matt Curie of Green Lights. Matt, will you come join us?
Wow, it's incredibly humbling to accept this award, especially with men like Mark and Adrian in company. Congratulations to both of you guys. You're models in our community. I guess I'd like to officially accept this award on behalf of the people at Green Lights with whom I work. You guys are some of the most talented, passionate people in this community. Green Lights gets the chance, as you heard in the video, to serve really behind the scenes, strengthening this community one nonprofit at a time with best practices in ethical leadership, management, and governance. And we are so honored to have that role. And most of what we do doesn't get noticed. And so to get this opportunity to shine a little well-deserved light on the staff and the board of Green Lights is really an honor. I probably wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my wife, my amazing wife, Julie Corey. She's the one who turned my heart on for adoption and the plight of orphans around the world and here in Austin, Texas. And it's with her that I've had the chance to traverse the globe several times on adventures to bring home our 3 precious children and to continue to serve orphans around the world. Julie, you inspire me every day. You push me. And I love this adventure that we're on together. One of the most important things Julie ever did in our relationship, and it was on our first date, was to introduce me to who Jesus was. And as I think about and reflect on what we're celebrating here today, I can't think of a better example of ethical leadership. If you think about who on this earth has exhibited the values that we celebrate here today, I can't think of a better model, and I'm fortunate to get to say that I'm here today because of the example that Christ led in my life and modeled through his life and through the guidebook for ethical leadership that he left for us. And so I'm grateful for that. I want to thank our selection committee, Samaritan Center, Recognize Good, all of the sponsors, Concordia University, for what you're doing with these awards and for giving me the chance to be honored with them. You're standing for incredible things that I think make Austin the place we all choose to live and to call home, and I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you. Thank you again.
Brian Crowell of the Tyrex Group will join us on stage to present the Tyrex Ethics Award for Small Business.
Thanks, Earl. I am very proud to present the finalists in the small business category. They first are Home Therapy of Austin, Square Cow Movers, and Wag-A-Bag. So let's watch the videos and see what they're up to.
Ethics at home therapy means lots of different things. It takes different forms depending on which part we're talking about. We have ethics in the office and ethics with our patients. It's important to us that we provide the best care in the best possible way.
Ethics really is about everything we do every day. And I don't know that there's been a time that we've had to say verbally, what is the ethical thing to do here? It's about the way we do business. Ethics also is how we treat our patients and how we communicate with them. It's about respect of that greatest generation, and it's about how we care for them. Manners matter, and especially with this generation, they earned our respect. Home therapy tries to be a good corporate citizen and primarily identify ways that we can be supportive of other efforts that support seniors. It may not be huge monetary contribution, but small things like a toothpaste drive or a pajama drive for seniors and things that make those.
Honesty is a core value, and it's important to us to be fair, and it goes closely along with moral. It is imperative that we do honest and fair work, as everybody said.
You know, we do a lot to encourage ethical practices here at Square Cow. What we're trying to give back is what we have, which is our resources. You know, it's one thing to write a check, which is always fantastic. It's another thing to say, you know what, I have trucks, and we have really hard workers, and give what we have those stuff, which is our resources. This isn't about earning revenue. This isn't about the bottom line. This goes beyond that. How can we not just provide customer service, but how can we truly serve our clients, the community, so on and so forth, and just maybe trying to shake that whole idea of customer service a little bit. So when we get an email or a review online that names some of our employees that says, hey, these guys just went above and beyond. Every morning, 3 minutes till 8, we pull everybody together and we just start reading those. And literally, all 40 of our guys start clapping. We just didn't see that coming, and when it happened, we were like, wow, this is really impactful. Our industry is fraught with corruption and dishonesty and folks taking advantage of people, and it's just not what we're about. And so we quickly decided that honesty had to be a major part of what we were trying to communicate to our clients. We want to make sure that still knows that they can trust us, and we're going to take care of them, and we're not going to avoid them. And so that's really a big part of our business is honesty.
That's very exciting. I'm glad to be nominated for Ethics and Business Award. That makes me feel like maybe we've done things right for the last 49 years. We'll be in 50 years next year.
So I think ethics is kind of hard to define. We get up every day, come to work, and just do what we think is right. What's right for our employees, what's right for the community, what is right for our stores and the business. So we don't necessarily think, are we doing something that's right or wrong? We just do what we know in our hearts is the right thing always for everybody. So one of the things that we do here that I just love is to benefit the Starry organization. They are the emergency shelter when children are taken from their homes or are being placed into foster care where they go right away. And twice a year, we do a Star sales in all of our stores and raise money for the Starry organization. We really do try to be community stores and neighborhood stores, and so we give back on the level of, we try to do all the youth groups that ask us, which is pretty monumental. So we don't do a lot of great, big, large things, because if we did one large thing, we could stop 10 baseball teams from having white guys on their back.
It is said that this award recipient enhances the life of stakeholders at every level: top-level employees, managers, cashiers, vendors, partners, customers, and community members. Part of their mission statement testifies that it will empower the company and its individuals. It will always be the intent to appreciate and develop all individuals to their potential, whether family or non-family employees. Furthermore, respecting dignity means to conduct all interactions with humanity. Every employee treats others as they would like to be treated, with an honorable level of respect.
So with that, it is my privilege to present this award in the small business category to Wag-A-Bag. Would a representative please come up to accept the award?
This is extremely exciting. We were thrilled just to be nominated because of the kind of award this is. So this is very special to have something like this. Megan and I can't wait to get back to stores, because it's the people on the front line who make the difference. And those people are trying to do the right thing every day. And so we can't wait to get back and share this with them. Thank you very much.
I just want to say what an honor it is to wake up every day and get to go to work for an organization as amazing as Wag-A-Bag is. Verge and Nancy Rabb started Wag-A-Bag 49 years ago, and with their son Carrie have truly made our stores community stores. We still don't know who nominated us for this award, so thank you, whoever you are, wherever you are. And I just want to say thank you to the students of Concordia for working to capture so hard who we are and what we do in the selection committee. We certainly don't seek out recognition for our contributions, but it is always an honor. So thank you so much for this.
Now we're moving along. We're moving to the category of large business, and it's only fitting that Bobby Jenkins gets to present the ABC Home and Commercial Services Ethics Award for large business.
Thank you, Earl. The finalists in the large business category are Frost Bank, IBM, and Texas Disposal Systems. So let's learn a little bit about each of those three nominees.
You know, ethics is something that we try to make a part of every decision that we make here. One of the things that we do every Monday morning, we start out on a conference call talking about stories from our various regions on how we have tried to make a difference and differentiate ourselves in the lives of our customers, how we may have helped somebody in the community basis, but to really talk about individual Frost bankers and how they made a difference in somebody else's life in our respective communities. One of the things that we really try to do is to give back to the community, and a lot of companies talk about that. Our employees have a volunteer group called A-Team that had almost 600 hours of volunteer service last year. A number of our employees sit on not-for-profit boards here, and we really try and encourage people, if you're going to sit on that board, get in a position where you actually can run that board and make a real difference in that organization and hopefully the people's lives in which they serve. Being recognized for ethics, to me, is an opportunity to tell our employees, thank you. And it's a bit of a recognition that we maybe do things a little bit differently here at Frost and posting so intently on respect for each other, respect for our clients.
Any enterprise the size of IBM, if it's built to stand, it has to stand on its foundation of core values. And this is where we get into ethics, because it's not about just being decisions at the right time and based on the right reasons. Engaging in ethical behavior is the way that you create integrity and trust. And that ends up being the cornerstone of your brand. So if you're going to build a corporation that you intend to last over 100 years, this can be a very important cornerstone to have. Because if you don't have every employee making the right choice at the right time, then the corporation itself cannot develop the reputation of having integrity and values.
Ethics means doing the right thing for the right reason, and that's a trademark of IBM. We talk about business units, we talk about priorities, we talk about our products, but all of that has its root in what's the right way to do this. And that's what we stand for. We want to support the communities where our folks work and live. And so it's all part of the same quotient. Business partners, community partners, we just stand for and want to contribute to the good of our community.
I think being recognized for this award is a true honor and a gift to our company. Ethics is not something that you try to make happen. It's something that you just demonstrate every day in your way of life. And that's what we've tried to do in building a company that can not only demonstrate ethics, but live ethics. And that's what we try to do.
I see myself as being a steward of what God has blessed us with. We made a commitment to our neighbors when we established a solid waste disposal and recycling and composting facility over 20 years ago to operate it in a certain manner. And I think our ethical position in the community and how we react to the stewardship over those things define us. So downwind of the landfill composting and recycling exists this ranch and this event facility that we hosted close to 2,000 events and helped raise about $20 million for nonprofit organizations. It's an opportunity to show the community that you can have such a facility and such a practice of having events directly downwind of the landfill, and at the same time show our neighbors our commitment and just one way to visibly show on a day-to-day basis that we're committed to keeping our word.
This awardee, in order to achieve their goals, they follow these business principles. 1, treating everyone with courtesy, dignity, and respect will result in a level of confidence and spirit of partnership.
Database has been updated.
I guess that's a good thing. Database needs to be updated.
It's the same woman who talks to us in the car.
Okay.
Put your seatbelt on, dummy.
Level of confidence and spirit of partnership that will benefit all. All right, that was number one. So number two is an honest and ethical approach to all of our business affairs will benefit everyone. Three, only through operating practices that are safe, measurable, economical, and environmentally sound can we bring long-term benefits to our employees, customers, and the communities that we serve. Four, we should be measured not only by our business success, but also on the adherence of God's principles and Christian values. I'm honored to present the award recipient in the large business category, and the winner is Texas Disposal Systems.
I think the rest of the company's joining you. Congratulations.
We want them to. We cannot do this on our own. That's why we insist that the ones that are not out driving the trucks or running the compactors, picking up your trash right now, are up here. We're honored to do this. This is not something that we take lightly. We do live it as a lifestyle. We know that this raises the bar for us, and we're going to try to make you proud of being this recipient award winner. We're truly excited. We want to live it as a lifestyle, and thank you, and we pray God's blessings on each and every one of you.
Thank you very much for this recognition. We appreciate it. Why God called us into the garbage business, I'll never know. It shows what a sense of humor he has. But whatever God has given us to do, we've done it and worked.
That's usually me that's...
I know. Work to do it to honor him. Thank you for letting us honor.
I mean, all these are amazing organizations and amazing companies. But Texas Disposal Systems has always amazed me, because who would have thought of building a community center and a ranch next to a landfill? You know, but what a wonderful resource for this community that community center and ranch have been. Because I bet if I polled everybody in the room, the vast majority of you have been to one or more functions at that facility. And so, again, congratulations to all the award winners. Congratulations to all the candidates, everybody who was nominated, the finalists, and the award recipients. And when we're finished, we're actually ahead of schedule, but I'm not stalling. We're going to finish early. But when we're finished with this event, we'd like to ask all the finalists and award recipients to stay behind, and we'll get some good photos of your groups. Now I'd like to turn the program over to Nancy Blake, CEO of the Samaritan Counseling Center, to share a special message from the Samaritan Center. Remember that all the proceeds from today's event support the work and the wonderful work of the Samaritan Center. Please welcome Nancy.
Hello, everybody. It's so good to see such a crowd, and it's always a wonderful time to see our old friends and make new ones. So thank you for being here. We hope you enjoyed the lunch. We hope you're enjoying this awards presentation. But even more, we hope that you're enjoying being around and talking to other people who believe doing the right thing is good business. At the same time you're recognizing ethics, you are also helping the Samaritan Center do its very important work. The center provides professional counseling, integrative medicine, and education for children and adults of all ages and all walks of life. We treat problems like anxiety, abuse, and addiction with a holistic approach that heals the mind, the body, and the spirit. Our practice of holistic healthcare and the broad range of services and expertise that we offer is what sets us apart in the mental health field. Our community counseling program strives to serve everyone, regardless of the ability to pay. Our integrative medicine provides acupuncture, yoga, biofeedback, and herbal prescriptions to treat the physical symptoms of mental health problems that are hard to reach with talk therapy alone. And our Hope for Heroes program and Texas Military Veteran Peer Network have received local, statewide, and national recognition for helping veterans and their family members overcome the emotional scars of war and resume their lives in the community. Meanwhile, we have another war going on right now in our own backyard. It's the war against suicide, post-traumatic stress, depression, and addiction. And as we as a nation begin to recover from senseless individual and mass tragedies that take so many lives, we are reminded just how important mental health treatment is. Early detection of mental health problems and access to treatment is critical to prevent tragedy on any scale, from the pain of a broken family to the hurt of a community or entire nation. This is what we do at the Samaritan Center. This is why we exist, and your support has never been more important. So please join me in watching a short video about the center.
The Samaritan Center's mission is to improve the mental, the physical, and spiritual health of individuals and families in Central Texas. We use a holistic approach that incorporates an individual's own spiritual beliefs and values into the counseling process at their request. In our community, less than 1/3 of adults and 1/2 of children are able to access the mental health care that they need. Cost and lack of insurance are cited as two of the main reasons.
I've been a board member for about 2 years, and it's a good feeling to be a part of something that helps not only the general community, but it actually has a special affinity for veterans.
Texas ranks 49th out of 50 states on spending for mental health care. Combine that with the fact that we have more uninsured individuals than any state in the nation, and you have a large gap of resources for those that cannot afford to pay.
I'm a current client here at Samaritan Center. I serve with the 101st Airborne Division. I was an infantry soldier back in 2003, and I served in Iraq in 03 to 04. I enjoy doing things in front of people, and I guess from 03 to 2009 was just a complete silence for myself.
When veterans and their families transition from military service and reintegrate into society and their community, there are a number of issues that they face. First of all is finding employment. Transitioning the job skills and the work ethic that they have to the job opportunities in their local community are often difficult. And that can create psychological and emotional difficulty for the family. They had a strong place when they were in the military. They felt needed. They felt critical to the team. And it's difficult to replace that when they come back into society. So that compounding with the experiences that the military member had while deployed in combat operations can really make it a complicated process for them to reintegrate.
Here at the center, we offer acupuncture, Chinese herbal medicine, nutrition, Asian bodywork therapy, and as well as personal training and fitness assessment in conjunction with the counseling services here. What I've seen is that many clients benefit from a combination of talk therapy and acupuncture, also Chinese herbal medicine and nutrition counseling. And so being able to support clients and counselors with nutritional education and as well as the acupuncture and bodywork therapy seems to yield the greatest benefits. I see people making significant progress as a result of the combined therapies.
Your body can be used as a resource, and if you can get back in touch with it through your breath, through meditation, through yoga, then you can use it as an ally in times of stress. And I really enjoy talking to my clients. I think that's a great form of psychotherapy. And I also want to get them in touch with their body and address the body as well.
Biofeedback here helped open up really my mind.
The cost of all this untreated mental health care to our community is enormous. The costs come in forms of increased hospitalization, increased incarceration, poverty, homelessness. Many research studies across different time spans and geographic areas have shown that treatment more than pays for itself on a purely economic basis, let alone increased quality of life with the individuals involved.
Completely changed my life. It took a long while for me to get to where I'm at now, where I can actually talk about it. I completely changed my career. Yeah, I'm in the HVAC field, and I've been doing this now for 2 years. I no longer run away from my problems. I like to thank the Samaritan Center and the people who support the Samaritan Center for all they've done for myself and my family.
The Samaritan Center serves children, adults, and families of all age groups and all walks of life. We strive to serve everyone regardless of the ability to pay. To do this, we depend on donations and generous support from the community. With your help, many individuals will find hope and healing.
Hello, my name is Sean Hanna. I'm the Director of Veteran Programs at the Samaritan Counseling Center. And like Nancy mentioned, we have the Hope for Heroes program that specifically delivers services to our military veterans, active duty and their family members here in the Central Texas area. We're also contracted with the Department of State Health Services for statewide coordination of the Military Veteran Peer Network, training veterans across the state in doing outreach into their own communities and bringing other folks in. We have established ourselves as leaderships in veteran mental health in the state. And I was given 2 minutes. This is pretty much the end. And I speak a lot and often, and I was shocked when I was given 2 minutes. So I'm gonna try and make this quick. The primary role I was given was to tell a really sad anecdote that tugs at the heartstrings and makes you write big checks. Who feels like crying? I can do that. I've got those stories from all over the state and right here in Central Texas. I have plenty of them I can tell that'll rip your heart out. I didn't figure we wanted to go that deep today. There's 2 things that I want to ask you to do. The first is to care. to care about the situation that our veterans and their families are facing, and to recognize the ownership that we have in that. We created it. We as a nation decided to go to war. Regardless of your personal feelings, we decided. We trained them. We sent them. We asked them to make the sacrifices, and now they're home. And we owe them to take care of them and help them find their new place. And that's what we're doing every day at the Samaritan Center, along with countless other veteran organizations and nonprofits that are all a part of the huge collaborative team. It just happens my organization gets to be on stage right now. The second thing I'm going to ask you to do is to act. Take action on that caring that you have. And the most important thing you can do that would far outweigh however much you can donate today is to be an advocate for veterans in your places of employment, helping veterans come in and get into your companies and have jobs. In your churches, welcoming them in. Ask your pastor, what are we doing for the veterans in our community? What is this service organization doing to help stem the tide of 22 suicides per day? That's the first and most important thing I would ask you to do. The second is to look on your table, and there are these little cards. These are the mechanisms for you to help us with the work that we are doing. I would like for you to think of these as like ammunition magazines. Nancy mentioned that we're in a war right now here at home, and we are. We're trying to stem the tide of the suicides, the suicidal ideation, and the mental health, behavioral health, and spiritual issues that our warriors and their families are dealing with. And we're fighting that war every day. Much of our staff is in the back. They're going to be coming around and collecting these. Please arm us for this war. Put as much ammunition in this magazine as you can so that we can keep this fight going. It's important to note that John and Jerry Muich, as was mentioned before, have generously donated a week at their condo in the Cayman Islands. If you go to the $50 level or higher on this, you'll be entered to a raffle for that. And when's the raffle taking place? It's going to take place right now. So put in a bunch of cards with $50 on them. Increase your chances. So as you fill out this card and you've completed it, please just raise your hands. Just raise it in the air. And we have volunteers who are going to be coming around and collecting them up. And this is always the coolest part of the lunch, is to just see the hands going up. And if you don't want to donate on here, I do want to thank you. Just being here today has benefited our organization, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being at this lunch. When you write an amount on here, regardless of how small, whatever your ability is, again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Every little bit goes a very long way.
Nancy and Sean, thank you very much for the message. Sean, well done, great message. We really appreciate it. I am not going to stop you right now from continuing to fill out that pledge form, that donation. So keep on filling those out. If you see the extras, like Sean said, grab it, fill it out twice. We have one other piece of business, or a couple more, but this one is important. This is the Anita and Earl Maxwell Ethics in Business and Community Lifetime Achievement Award. After 11 years of celebrating ethics in business, we want to highlight one past award recipient, either an individual, an organization, or a business that continues to exemplify ethical practices and continues to make Austin an ethically sound community. This award is an opportunity to emphasize how a recipient has continued to demonstrate the 5 criteria of the Ethics in Business and Community Guidelines. The criteria for this award are defined by a candidate that embraced being respectful, being fair, being honest, and striving for justice and sustainability. This award recipient was chosen by the Circle of Champions Executive Committee that through their continued involvement and commitment to the Ethics in Business and Community Program, we look forward to many more of these events. If I could have the Circle of Champions please stand for a moment and be recognized. I know we've got some of those folks here. There we go, down there.
In this candidate's response, we learned that this organization and its leadership leads by stated values that guide members of the organization to conduct themselves with integrity, behave ethically, communicate with honesty, and work as a team with trust and accountability. And with all that said, it is my pleasure to award this Lifetime Achievement Award to my good friend, Jerry Davis and Goodwill Industries of Central Texas. Would you please join me in welcoming and congratulating Jerry Davis and the Goodwill team.
So it says Jerry Davis and Goodwill Industries. It's not like Sting and the Police. So I'm going to introduce you to the vice chair of our board, Yvonne Suttles, and she has a few words to say. And then I'll come back.
And he can talk. This is quite an honor. I am very privileged to serve on the board for Goodwill Industries of Central Texas. I've been there for 4 years, and as an individual and a person in this community, I believe so strongly in what this organization does. For them to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award at this time and at this event is very special. Extremely ethical in what they do on a daily basis, the staff, the people in the community that they help, and I'm very proud to be a member and to see them get this award.
So I wanted to thank Anita and Earl. Thank you for this award. The Circle, I was really surprised, and I wanted to tell you just a tiny bit about our journey. If you were up here and you got the beautiful engraved glass, that's a great thing. If you didn't, and you got a firm handshake, a pat on the back, I can tell you we've been there. You would think with good in your name as a nonprofit, you'd have an advantage, or saint. So when this first came about through the Samaritan Center, and it was St. Ed's at that time, now it's Concordia for many, many years, we thought, well, we're going to play. We're going to play. We want people to know this about us. So, we put forth our best effort, and we lost. So we took that opportunity, as you say if you're a CEO, to learn and grow, and we spent a lot of time trying to figure out what others were doing that made them better than us. So we applied those lessons. We somehow, I think we nominated ourselves that year, but we got nominated again, and we lost again. So the third time, we pursued the same approach and except harder. And the third time, Goodwill did win. And I can tell you that the bar kept getting set higher and higher and higher. We weren't in the box anymore. We were outside the box and thinking very, very broadly, very, very deeply about what being an ethical organization is. And now that we've been recognized for doing this for about 10 years, you've really put a monkey on our back here. We have to continue to function as ethically, I think, as we have in serving our community. But I wanted to end by saying thank you again for such a fantastic honor, and we'll keep living up to the expectations you have of us. Thank you.
So congratulations to Jerry and Goodwill, and you can see what a wonderful organization and what a great leader Jerry is. So my heartfelt congratulations to all of y'all. This year, in honor of our long-standing relationship with Concordia University, we started the Ethics in Business and Community Scholarship. If Don Christian, the Dean of the College of Business at Concordia, would you please join us up here on stage? We'd like to thank our donors to this fund, Nancy and John Bosch, Robbie and Andrew Cooper, Wyatt Consulting, Megalodon, SaberX ATS, and Home Therapy of Austin. Don, we are honored to present you, and I'm going to go back there and get it. Earl's back there. We are very honored to present you this $2,500 check to Concordia University.
If only checks that big were worth that much more than what it says, that would be really amazing. Nancy, it's hard to believe this has been 10 years we've been partnering with you on this, from being donors at the beginning to now being integrally involved with this. And as I look out among this crowd to see so many friends and colleagues that I've made through this event over the years, I want to recognize Good, John Bosch, and all of the donors that have given to this scholarship. This gift is going to help to launch a special scholars program at Concordia University, Texas, in our business program. Each year, we're going to be choosing a group of students similar to the group that you saw this year that did this work, who are going to be working to learn more about what this means. Students who are engaged, students who are motivated, students who I would say are hungry to do good and to do well in this community. It's my belief that as the years move forward and this type of program and others like it continue to bring students through them, this community begins to change, because they will have learned and practiced what we saw here today. People who are competent, people who are motivated, and people who are highly ethical. And that makes all the difference in the world. This program is going to allow students to see that, to practice it, to be a part of that, both in the classroom, outside of the classroom, and especially with this event as we move forward in the years ahead. Again, thanks to recognize Good, John, for all you've done for us to bring us alongside with this and to help make our students not only good in the classroom, not only good in their work, but good, ethical people who change this community. Thanks to everybody.
Don, once again, thank you, and Concordia University, what great partners. And like I had said earlier, the students over there, outstanding, outstanding young people, and it's just a great fit with what we're doing with the Ethics in Business and Community. I'm pleased to announce, this is important, the nomination period for next year's Ethics in Business and Community Awards is now open. So you have seen examples of what's going on. And to me, when I sit and think about what's the take-home message, when I come to this event, I'm inspired. I mean, when I see what these companies, what these individuals, what these nonprofits are doing in our community to make Austin and Central Texas a better place, I'm inspired. When I hear the message from the Samaritan Center that Sean made, it motivates me. We have a lot of work to do in this community. And then once again, the relationship with the students at Concordia. I get fired up. This has been a wonderful time and a great afternoon to be here with everybody. If while attending this event you thought of an individual or company or nonprofit that you think deserves to be recognized for their ethical practices, feel free to nominate them today or anytime before the end of the year. Please take a moment to fill out one of the nomination cards in your program for next year's award. You may give your nomination card to a volunteer with a basket who will be in the lobby collecting these after we finish. Or if you need more time, please go to our website. And this is the website that I really, really hope that you will visit for a whole bunch of reasons. It's recognizegood.org, recognizegood.org. And you can make your nomination there, and you can see a lot of the other things that are going on at Recognize Good. It's an amazing organization. I also want to take one more last liberty, and he's going to hate me for this, but I know that you're going to support me in this. I want John Bosch to stand up, and I want everybody to give a round of applause to the actual driver, innovator, and leader of Recognize Good. We meet every other week at Jim's on 183 for breakfast, John and Earl and myself, and I'm sure John's going to chastise me for doing that, and I apologize.
Johnny Manziel has already built a bigger stadium for those guys. Bobby's an Aggie, in case you didn't know.
I don't know if you noticed those ABC bags. They're maroon for a reason. There's method to the madness at ABC.
Okay, this is the last call for donation cards. We're getting ready to have the drawing. And while we're picking up the last card, the next to last card, and maybe a third card, somebody was scratching their head. You have to be careful in an auction. He just bought it for $100,000. Now, while I'm doing that, I would encourage you that if you have your iPhone with you, take a picture of something about today, and let's have ethics go viral. We want to keep growing this program, and the best way to do that is have more and more people know about the Ethics in Business and Community Awards. So, between here and your office, post your picture on Facebook and tell the rest of the world about ethics in business and the community. And if you're not a Facebook person, do Twitter or do whatever else you do. And if you don't do any of that, gosh, you really need to get connected. Okay, thank you to everyone who made a donation today. And we're going to draw for the 1-week stay at a condo in the Grand Cayman Islands. I hope Anita put a card in because we've never been to the Grand Cayman Islands. But then again, it would be terribly embarrassing if we picked our... I'll mix them up. Okay. Just to keep some integrity to this process. All right, pick one. Who is it? Wow. The winner, and we have, oh, your check, that's your check. I thought it was a check to the Grand Cayman Islands. No, Leon and Kay Whitney. Would you please stand? Thank you, Leon and Kay, and I hope you enjoy your trip. Again, thanks to everyone for coming. We promised to get you out of here by 1 o'clock, and we're going to beat that by 5 minutes. We hope you had a great time and that you'll join us next year. And in the meantime, go ahead and make your nominations for next year, and let's go viral and take ethics to the rest of the community. Thank you very much. I don't know.
Great job as always.
Good
You are
job.
always the man.
I guess we'll do it until they get tired
Hey,
of
you
us.
know. We'll do it, that's right, Billy, don't invite us back. Anything else? These are boxes. Here's boxes.